Hello, everyone, and this is the first episode of hopefully many different series. It will consist of cooking with Master Chef Zara Vartanian, which is the Master Chef in this household, and Zara Vartanian. She likes to go by Zara Vartanian. Today, we are going to be making some mushrooms and what's the other thing?
Just the mushrooms.
Just mushrooms? What about the green?
We're not doing the, what they call the Brussels sprouts today.
No Brussels sprouts?
No.
Okay, that's unfortunate. I was really looking forward to the Brussels sprouts, but I guess we're not doing the Brussels sprouts today. All right. So, yeah, without further ado, we'll get into it, and maybe you'll learn some great recipes out of these episodes. If you enjoy them, that'd be awesome. And you can cook some delicious food for yourself at home while you're quarantined. All right.
Ingredients.
Here's the ingredients. We got mushrooms. We got onions. We got olive oil. Very simple. We got our big frying pan. Got our cat in the corner. She will not be a part of the ingredients. Right? You want to go outside? I think she wants to go outside. Alright. So, Master Chef is peeling onions. She has been working really hard at the children's hospital, so she's tired, so I'm not going to bother her too much. I'm just going to be on the sidelines here, videotaping the process. Peels the onions. She likes to use water because it makes it easier to peel.
And that actually prevent you from crying.
And it helps with the tears, so if you don't want to tear up, this it's a nice little trick. So what's today's? What are you gonna add today in the recipe? What kind of spices are you gonna add?
Just salt, pepper. Let's see when we go. I'm not sure. I think simple. If you want to taste mushrooms, it's better to have the simple salt, pepper, mushroom, maybe cheese at the end or sour cream at the end.
Alright. Sour cream or cheese at the end, salt and pepper. We have some nice seasoning too. We have like the 21 spices. We also have the kind of curry seasoning as well, right?
Yeah.
So we can maybe play around with one of those. As she likes to clean as she goes because it's a good habit. Then you have less to do at the end of your cooking. So this is one of Zara's pet peeves. She doesn't like to leave a mess. It's a really good habit to what's the word, implement while you're cooking or while you're doing anything, actually. Unless you're really strapped for time, it's best to clean as you go. Gonna grab some pots and pans. Gonna wash the mushrooms. You never want to cook mushrooms without washing them. If you don't know, mushrooms do grow in the soil, and manure is one of the main things that helps mushrooms grow. They love growing near manure, and through manure, on manure, manure everywhere. So make sure you wash your mushrooms really well. So what are you doing right now? Cleaning those?
Because after I wash, I can put in there.
All right. Do you want me to clean the wash the mushrooms for you?
No, just put the water first.
Okay. Using warm water or just lukewarm? Okay. Let me see what you're doing there. Adding a little bit of oil. Perfect. Today was a nice day. Kind of sunny, kind of chilly. Kind of been back and forth the last couple of days. So, just adding a little salt to the olive oil. A couple pinches. You know, when you've been cooking for a long time. Hey, there's my brother. Don't worry, Miran. It's not live. He doesn't want to be on camera. This is for the future, Miran. Your children are going to be watching. Make sure you set a good example. So, but what was it? As I was saying, the salt, she uses 2 pinches. It's not an exact calculation. Once you have cooked for a while, you don't need like teaspoons, or you still sometimes use them, but not as much, right? You kind of eyeball it more because you kind of know how much.
Salt, pepper. Depends. If you're exactly doing all this mushroom same amount, maybe you know your amount. But if every time it's different, then
you just kind of eyeball
less
it.
Less than more. First start less.
Yeah, start with less, and then if you need to add more later, you can, but you can never go back.
Unless you add more mushrooms.
Right, unless you add more mushrooms, which is more difficult.
You have to add more herbs to kind of kill the salt.
So as you can see, she's really making sure she cleans every single mushroom well. Pay special attention. Get those sticky, stuck little pieces of whatever, dirt, poop, whatever it is, off of the mushroom so it's clean. Even though we're going to be cooking it, it's just an extra measure of sanitation. Here, I'll grab that. Okay. She's faster than me. And she washed those containers. Now she's putting those mushrooms in those containers. Cleaning the mushrooms super well. There we go. We're almost done with that. I think another good thing about these videos is it makes us like kind of go quick, don't you think? Or do you feel like you're always going quick?
You can do fast forward later on.
That's true. If anybody needs to fast forward it on YouTube, thankfully, there's a fast forward section. They can go twice as fast if they want to just see it quicker. Or they can fast forward. So, we'll see. This will be kind of like a podcast. This is the first one, so we'll see how it comes out. I think people will appreciate, seeing the whole process. So she has a special way that she likes to chop the mushrooms. So she's preheating the oven with the salt and pepper in there. You put like 1 pinch of pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she'll
mostly it's just
chop the
optional.
mushrooms.
You can chop, but if you want to see the shape of the mushroom, aesthetic part is if you want to see like it looks like mushroom, it's beautiful. Then you do like kind of that. Some people remove the stem, but I like stems.
Right.
It's organic mushrooms.
These are those, what are they called? The bell mushrooms? I think they're called bell. Be very careful when you're chopping, of course, it is slippery. So keep your fingers at a safe distance and don't be thinking about, other things while you're chopping. Focus on your chopping so you don't cut your fingers, because it can happen. pause on it. All right, so I'm gonna pause a little bit so you guys don't get too bored. And after the mushrooms are finished chopping up, we will continue from there. I realized that I was actually being kind of impatient, and that, you know, that's one reason why people don't cook, is because it's something that you have to be patient with. It takes time. You know, this chopping is something that's taking like 5, 7, maybe 10 minutes. And people don't want to do the work. Unfortunately, they don't want to do the work. They rather go somewhere else to a restaurant and have someone else do the work for them. But of course, when you are not the one that does the work, you don't know the quality of your product. But as my mom would, I think, agree with me, when you do the work yourself, you can control the quality. And, you know, she makes sure that the quality level is at, you know, better than 5 stars. Right, Mom?
Mostly every time it gives you place to improvise, because you make your mushroom and then sometimes you say, oh, let me add some ginger, or let me add something else like sour cream, or look other recipes, see what people are using with mushrooms, because you have your imagination. Sometimes most weird ingredients can make this mushroom even better or worse. You don't know, but unless you try, you never will know. So
right.
This experimenting moment helps you to do this, create new recipes, and then you can write down in your books, and then later on this will be your unique recipes, different than others. And of course, if you make at home, you can control amount of oil or amount of butter you use, salt, pepper. Of course, it's always clean, always fresh. And nothing better than fresh made food.
Right. It's not like something that has been frozen in a refrigerator and then fresh, pulled out again, right?
Not, you know, it's new. It's old. You can get organic.
And when you go to a restaurant, you pay, you know, I don't know, $15, $20 for a dish like this, probably more, for a, you know, high quality dish.
Economically, of course, for the family of 4 or 5, it's always worth it to do it. There's different. Some people like to go out and experience, you know, somebody serving them or getting food, or, you know, after work, who wants to cook.
Right.
But if you cook with a different set of mind, thinking this, oh my god, this smells so good, like only every time I mix mushroom, the smell of mushrooms, it's already, I don't want to even eat, I just enjoy that moment.
Right. It's like kind of similar to what, you know, Sadhguru talks about, the process of enjoying the process of what you do rather than just the goal, right? He says nowadays we're all becoming super goal oriented, and everybody just wants to get the goal. And he said, like, you know, these people that are goal chasers end up becoming are the most miserable people, because he says, what happens when you get the goal, you know? He's like, what happens when you get the goal? You either miserable afterwards because you reached the goal and now you don't know what to do, or I forgot what the second thing was. He said you're either miserable or you're happy for 2 seconds, you know? Like, the goal never, like, satisfies you.
Most people like the process, yeah.
Right,
so
but people don't realize that. They're always chasing the goal. But here it is, you know? If you enjoy food, you can learn how to cook food and learn how to enjoy the process and not think about it as, oh, I have to wait so long to eat. Actually, like, doing everything yourself, the food actually ends up being more, what's the word? Kind of...
satisfying.
Yeah, more satisfying. Because you put in all this work and it tastes better, it feels better. And you built up an appetite while you're cooking it. Maybe you lost a few calories, right? You didn't just sit down and guzzle down a burger, you know, that was made with way too much salt. and oil that's like not, you know, quality oil. Anyway, do you have any input on that?
Sometimes, of course, there are good restaurants, good foods, and it's nice to do it. But middle-class families, families with many people who have 5 kids, either if they eat outside, they eat low-quality food. But if they spend that money and cook at home, they will have actually high-quality food. So that's kind of will help people with less money to have quality food.
Right.
With the same money.
Stay healthier.
And, eating outside.
But you're not a big fan of restaurants, right?
No, because I kind of like maybe I never found
personally.
I never found my problem with the restaurants is too noisy for me. I like kind of quiet places. If I can find some authentic restaurant which is in the top of the mountain and only like 2 monks serving me food, maybe I will go. I like that kind of place.
That's funny. 2 monks.
Yeah, 2 monks and myself.
So a nice quiet place in nature.
Yeah, I don't want like 100 people, everybody yelling over each other, music playing like you're like there's no tomorrow.
In a disco club.
And it's not your music, and so you can't enjoy intimacy of the people. And I can't put the same food in my backyard next to my waterfall and have the best food. And I think if somebody has the same kind of environment like our backyard and serve me food over there, I will pay that money. I will go over there. I never.
But unfortunately, those type of restaurants are for the most rich people, right?
No, I don't even see.
They do have those kind of restaurants, but they're for like the most wealthy of people.
I have to spend $500 and I can't, so I create my own $500 restaurant in my own home.
Exactly, yeah.
Maybe it's not the same because nobody serves you. You have to serve yourself. But at least you don't have noise. You have aesthetic moment, the one that you enjoy.
Can real quick, can you explain kind of what you did with the mushrooms? Why about the lid, when you put the lid on, and what's the kind of...
The lid is just to make it cooked faster. If I don't put the lid, maybe it will get whole. Mushrooms has lots of moisture or lots of water, so if you cover it, they release the water. Actually, wild mushrooms, they don't have this much moisture. Remember when we got the mushroom from our backyard and we're like, okay, is this poisonous, not poisonous? It's not a smart thing to do, but I was like not smart, but anyway, I was like using my knowledge of mushrooms, so it was eaten by worms, so it has some holes, and then I saw, okay, it's, it smells like edible.
So hold on, I think people might not understand what you're talking about. So we found a big mushroom in our backyard, right?
It was like wild mushroom
under a bucket, right?
Yeah, it was a bucket.
We had a bucket like turned upside down.
I got the manure from the store, so when I put the manure in to fertilize our plants, after rain we have lots of mushrooms. So
these mushrooms
wondering
grew.
If it's edible, not edible. Anyway, that was not smart.
So do you think?
I tried that one small mushroom, and I survived. The next day I got 2 mushrooms.
So you tried a small piece of the mushroom, right?
Yeah, and then what my point
is...
You
cooked it, right? Like similar to this?
Similar to this, but wild mushrooms don't have so much moisture or water. So if you cook wild mushrooms, you can put mushrooms, onions all at the same time, because you don't have saggy onions. You want to caramelize onions.
Right.
And then wild mushroom don't have so much moisture, so I caramelize onions first, then put my mushrooms. In this sense, this was even organic, but still has lots of moisture. I have to caramelize onions separately because this much liquid will never let onion to caramelize.
Yeah, but just to be on the record, we don't want anybody to poison themselves by eating a random mushroom from the backyard.
Yeah.
If you do that,
you can have liver failure, kidney failure. Don't even do that.
Yeah, if you are gonna do that, make sure you kind of know what something about mushrooms.
Make sure you have your trust already.
Yeah. Make sure that I mean, how come you decided to do it then? If you don't recommend it, what was the reason?
No, I was wrong because I never thought I can, in California, because I went with Armenia, like we're born in Armenia, we know our mushrooms, so it looks like edible, but in California there are different mushrooms. So there are white ghost mushroom, which is really, really poisonous. And
California?
You can have kidney failure. It looks like edible, the other type of mushrooms, but it's not edible, so it's very hard to confuse. Unless you're in the same mushroom society or you're going special clubs that they teach you about mushrooms and they go special mushroom gathering, but still, mushroom gathering it's very dangerous unless you 100% know it's,
Yeah, if you're not really
not
sure,
yeah.
you don't want to take a chance. I guess you took a chance because you're just very, what's the word? A daredevil.
Yeah, that's not smart.
But you did do small amount.
Yeah.
So if you ended up feeling sick, you would have not continued.
Yeah, maybe I will get a little bit poison, but still it was not good.
But
Okay.
those mushrooms
Oh
were
my God, they were
delicious,
the
right?
best mushrooms.
They were really good.
One mushroom was better than all these mushrooms together. Okay, now this mushroom's still cooking. Now we have onions. We can put,
So are we going to caramelize these onions now?
maybe I can put a little bit butter to make caramelized. You can use butter or olive oil. Usually it's not recommended to fry, but I don't see any wrongdoing, so I fry my. It's not even frying; it's a cook with them. They say that olive oil is not good if you fry something.
Right. So the reason we're caramelizing these onions is because it kind of makes them crispy and the flavor, right?
Yeah.
The flavor becomes more tasty.
Tastier, yeah, because you don't want like how to say
It's too like slippery
slimy. You
and
don't want a
slimy. Unless you like it slimy, you caramelize it so that it kind of has this crispy flavor to it. And it's really delicious. So there you go. She adds some salt. That's a good amount of butter, Mom.
It's not a lot.
It's not too much?
Onions, 2 onions is no.
Okay.
It's like 50 grams, almost 50 grams.
She knows her medical calculations. 50 grams. Guys, take notes. I like that. See?
Wait.
I believe you. I believe you. You're good with your numbers. See, one of the benefits of having multiple skills is that one of your skills will actually, each skill will improve the other skill upon, each skill will improve your other skills because you can use parts of that skill to improve. So, for example, she's good with numbers and medical calculations because she is a nurse, right? A registered nurse. And that helps her with her cooking and with other things, like, let's say, counting numbers.
Cat wants to come.
Kitty wants to come in. Little kitty wants to come in. She's the shy one. Hi, sweetie.
Okay, onions.
All right.
You do like high fire.
So I'm hoping that whoever watches this episode, and you decide that you want to cook, you can just put this on your little TV or on your phone and just follow along, listen to the conversation, and, cook along with us. This will be something that, it's not something that will be everyone's taste. Some people just want to watch a quick video and just do it themselves. But I'm sure there are people out there that would love to go at a slow and steady pace and see every single little detail. Listen to a nice little conversation. Kind of connect with people, There's no rush. We are in quarantine. We're being healthy. I'm just listening to the nice crackles of the frying pan. Here we go. Alright, we'll pause here for a little bit. Alright, we're back, and my cats are asking for food, so while the cooking is continuing, I'm gonna feed our needy little kitty, right, sweetheart? This is Mojo. He's a very beautiful and macho man. Okay, Mojo, where is the food? Let's find it here. Let's see. Oh, I'll get you a can. Alright, kitty cat is fed and happy. He's eating. And now we're back to the cooking. So we got the caramel onions getting caramelized on one side. How many onions did you use? 2 onions. And we got the mushrooms going on the other side. So how long do you think these mushrooms take to cook approximately? So the water will gets expressed out of the mushrooms, right, while you're cooking, and then it evaporates. So it takes a little longer than some foods, most foods, because there's a lot of water inside, correct?
No, there are some foods also. Any vegetables you're trying to fry, it has
they take this long?
humidity, yeah.
Seems, yeah, okay. Well, to me it seemed like the mushrooms took take longer than most of the other stuff we cooked.
Wanted to cook, but yeah, mushrooms. Like some people cook less. I don't know.
What is that?
What?
What are you doing there?
Decided to put a little bit of ginger.
Oh, some ginger. Well, don't keep secrets. You gotta tell the people.
Ginger usually you don't put during the cooking. It doesn't taste good. Gets bitter.
You don't do it when?
At the beginning. You just put when you turn the fire off.
Okay, so at the very end, so the flavor stays.
Yeah.
So just chopping it up real fine. Some fresh ginger. It looked like a potato. That's why I was asking. Alright. You see the color changing on the onions. Looks really delicious. Smells really delicious. Get hungry just standing here.
One more couple minutes and that's it.
Alright, a few more minutes left. So it looks like it's like about a 30-35 minute. We're almost getting to the 30-minute mark. This is really great. Get to document the whole thing. You know, with a little bit of pauses here and there in between, just to not bore you guys too much. Alright, so the onions get turned off now. Continue mixing them up.
Because the stove's still hot.
Yeah, you don't want them to burn too much. Unless you like it burned, but most people don't like it burned. You can move it off the stove so it doesn't burn. There we go. So how are the mushrooms looking?
Now we can, then when you already think that it's cooked, you put the fire a little bit high. Now it can evaporate. Right. And then meanwhile we can just get one mushroom.
So you turn the fire up a little bit so that it evaporates the water quicker?
Faster, yeah. And then let me just try this mushroom, make sure it's...
So you're taste testing?
Yeah, see if the salt and pepper, whatever you put, you're happy with. And if you're not, you can fix now, not at the end.
Right. So we're going to taste it, make sure our salt and pepper levels are good. The mushroom tastes good, it tastes cooked. Then we can make adjustments if needed. And our little dog is on the sidelines, just waiting, hoping for some scraps. You can't have mushrooms, okay? No mushrooms for you, sweetheart. Look how cute she is. You're such a cutie. You're a good girl.
Okay. That's good. Tastes good.
My brother is here now, because he loves the smell. I won't videotape him so he doesn't run away this time. He will forever be immortalized on YouTube as the guy who ran away. Oh. Screechy.
Ready.
Smells good. Looks like Mom's gonna add some queso, some cheese to the mix. What kind of cheese is this?
What cheese? Picnic cheese?
Picnic cheese, baby. Alright. Picnic cheese is really good. I have been not eating much dairy recently because I don't know, I just believe things I hear. I hear, oh yeah, dairy's not the best for you, so I try eating less dairy. My mom disagrees with me, and that's totally fine. We have certain disagreements. I honestly don't know. I think having some cheese is not an issue, but some people are intolerant to lactose. I don't think I am, but I know that I've heard that it's not the best to have too much dairy based on the way it's processed, so I try to limit my dairy intake. And
on the other hand, I think dairy is very important for you, especially if you need some calcium boost. And dairy, actually, your body metabolize and takes the calcium from dairy products better than artificial calcium intake. People take the pill calcium tablet, which is, I totally disagree, unless you have medical issues and you don't retain calcium.
Right, unless you cannot eat for some reason, then it's best to actually have the pure form, right? But do you think that the way the cheese is processed could, have some negative side effects to the body?
Cheese. You can have cheese, milk, yogurt. There are different dairy products that you can use it. You can use sheep milk. I don't know what, goat milk. There are so many milk that have very good health benefits.
Right. But how do you know, which companies would do a good job?
None of us know. They're always organic. You can do your research, and based on your research, unless you have your own cow or goat, you never know.
Yeah, the best thing is to keep your own cow, right?
Yeah.
Your own goat, but then you have to do even more work.
Yeah, and then you have your own field, your own grass.
Go become a farmer.
Yeah, but you can't control everything in life. The air is not. You cannot control the air. You cannot control pollution. Maybe you can.
We could do a little bit of things to kind of try.
Be happy, and I think that's it.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to control your air, I guess living in an area or planting more plants in your surroundings is always beneficial, right? Yeah. We have a lot of greenery around our house, and I think that helps us a lot.
We have our own tangerine.
Right, our own fruit trees.
Loquat,
a lot of different fruit trees. Lemon, tangerine, what else? Loquat.
Our tangerines we consume for 3 months.
3 months of non-stop tangerine consumption. I want to show them the tangerines. Let me come over here really quick, and these tangerines are just so good. And a few oranges from the tree. These tangerines. I mean, look at this. I mean, they're not, they might look like cuties or whatever that you can get from the store, but they're not. They taste so much better. And you can tell that those cuties or whatever are...
Not cutie, this is actually tangerine.
Yeah, those cuties that you get from the stores, they're injected with preservatives and stuff.
Not everything, but there are good ones too.
No, I know some are good, but I'm saying the cuties in general. There's certain ones that if you read the labels, it tells you the preservatives that they're injected with and this and that. And it's just better to have your own tree.
Yeah, if possible.
Yeah.
Not everybody can. Some people live in apartments, so you cannot offer something that's impossible for people.
Yeah, it's better not to buy the ones that are injected with preservatives if you can help it. I've even heard people talk about how bananas are, the bananas we buy, those regular bananas, I don't know, there's something with them. I forgot what they said. They said trying to remember. Bananas are I don't think they said they use preservatives on them, but There's something off with them. Some like genetically modified. I think that's what they said. Yeah, these bananas are genetically modified, and I don't know. I mean, it's like you want to eat bananas because you love bananas, but you hear those things and it kind of turns you. Makes you worry a little bit.
Okay, now like all the water is gone, but all we have is the oil.
Oil?
Yeah, the olive oil from the beginning, you see? Mostly.
So the oil didn't evaporate, huh?
No, the oil doesn't evaporate. So now it's time to fry. Now
It doesn't evaporate?
No, it doesn't.
At all?
It can burn eventually if you leave.
Like over a while?
On the fire, it will burn from the heat.
But I guess it takes longer, higher temperature to evaporate the oil.
Like, mushroom took as much as it needs for his own, whatever it needed.
It absorbs it.
Yeah, maybe I will put a little bit more than I needed. Let's see.
Yeah, you've been recently. You've been a little generous with the oil. You've been lax with it. Yeah. How come? Is there a reason, or you just are not too worried about it?
No, I think I took salt because I thought this is not too much mushrooms.
Okay, so you had a lot of mushrooms.
But maybe I could
Now it looks like it's not as much because they shrunk.
A little bit caramelized.
That one little.
We should give them. Okay, after we finish mushroom, we're gonna feed you. Okay?
Doggy hungry?
Yeah, he wants cat.
Are you hungry? Looks like Mojo is about finished with his food, so I'm gonna take care of that right now.
Okay, seems like it's already getting ready.
So, yeah, we were paused for like 5 minutes, so it took 5 more minutes. Everything's like nicely, kind of the color has changed, right? Color has changed. The doggies are upset because I was just about to feed them, but I want to show you guys the grand finale. So can you do the onions together, or like before? And can you add the onions sooner, or is this the best way to do it?
No, there are different ways. You can caramel. I don't know. I'm saying wild onions. Maybe you can do all together, or onion at the beginning.
Wild what? Onions or mushrooms?
Wild mushrooms. Okay, then let's put a little bit cheese.
No, not cheese.
And then we put some ginger.
Oh yeah, ginger. I'm biased against the cheese, but towards the ginger. The dogs are begging. Hold on, okay? You'll get your food. Yeah, it's very little cheese. Add more.
Can you turn off the fire?
Yes. Turning off the fire.
Okay. Like this.
Looks really delish.
Okay, now we can.
Is that it? Perfect. Well, thank you. Whoever ends up watching this now and forever in the future. I hope to do many more of these. And if we have a chance, we'll do more. And if people like it.
You can put parsley if you want.
Oh yeah, herbs.
Yeah.
Did we forget about herbs?
Ginger. Ginger is good.
Okay.
I don't have appropriate. Sometimes you don't have it, so it's not always I have what I need, but you can use what under your hands.
All right. Well, final thoughts from Mom.
So if you don't have parsley, you don't have anything, you can put ginger, you can put dry herbs. At this moment, I think ginger was the best complement. We think some herb, like parsley is the herb that I usually use with mushrooms.
So she likes to use parsley with mushrooms. All right, perfect. So again, thank you guys for watching. Whoever watches now and forever, enjoy your food, enjoy the video. Much love, and to future episodes. Peace.